strategies that's going to make you attract holiday guests in your US market properties. Guys, we've worked with some clients there and we are now looking at a whole completely different strategies because it's a holiday destination. So if you're looking to invest, or if your property is already in a holiday location and destination, this is the video to watch, and this is how you're going to attract profitable high bookings, especially around nightly rates, especially around profit pricing. So if you're new to this channel, guys, my name is Piers from GrowYourBnb.com. We've worked with different clients all over the world, 1,400 plus properties, right? And every property is different. I've always mentioned this in videos. Every single property is different. Every location is different, and how you market your properties are so important. Well, without further ado, let's talk about updating your listing, right? Now, I've previously again talked about updating listings in different ways, but in today's video, I want to talk about how it can be very seasonal based listing. One of the things I've seen in Airbnb, a lot of people, and you might be one of them, is you've not touched your listing for a while, which means your listing is attracting a general public. If you're on a holiday destination, especially around, let's say, from March all the way till September, you need to make sure you put things that's going out there in the market, in your investment area. There's things to do. There's reason why people travel, and you need to make sure there's a part in Airbnb. You need to make sure you update that throughout the week, throughout the months. Again, it's so important that little things like this, that a lot of operators, if you again go back and look at some of the listing in US market, they're set for universal for 12 months. But for you to be something different, that is the first thing. Update your listing with very seasonal pricing, as well as seasonal topics, including what's happening in the area. Now, being a part of holiday let, or you being a vacation renter, one of the things, if you realize from people choosing to book an Airbnb versus a short-term renter business, is of the safety, right? You have to make sure that you are talking about the safety of that building, of that property, because eventually if somebody books a hotel, they know they're safe, they know exactly what they're getting, they know, the thousands of reviews versus maybe you've only got 30, 40, or even less than 10 reviews. People want to choose something that they're going to be safe with, especially if they're traveling abroad, they're traveling in a different part of the world. They need to understand the safety measure. Having that, again, if you look at most of the listing right now, they don't see that, or they don't showcase that, right? And that, as a result, you're going to be a lot more appealing to your end user and your guests. As we move on, I think one of the things we do in GrowYourBnB, right, is we do not sit in a listing if it does not perform. What does that mean? Is giving your listing a makeover. So important. Airbnb, again, we talk about US market right now, and Airbnb is probably one of the largest market share on the traveler bookings. But there's VRBO, there's TripAdvisors. Giving your listings a makeover is going to take you less than 5 minutes, especially if you've already got a strategy in place. But if you don't do that, then again, the listing doesn't be appealing to your end user. At the same time, your listing will be seen as another listing. Because look, if there's about 1,000 listings, especially in New York, we're working on there, we see about 1,000 listings going on. If you don't give it a makeover every 2 weeks, or even every week, to be honest, you're going to be exactly like your competition. You're going to look exactly like your competition. So you need to understand what's going to perform better, but keep trying and keep doing those makeovers. Attracting holiday guests sometimes can be very easy, especially you list it on Airbnb and Booking.com or any other platforms you work with. But seasonal pricing, because look, at the end of the day, you as an operator do not want to lose money. You've got to understand the seasonal pricing behind it. Do you use a pricing tool? If you're on a vacation rental property or location, you need to understand the pricing tool. Now, and UK market, I truly believe that 80% of the location that we've worked in the UK do not need dynamic pricing or any pricing tool, purely because the way the guest behaviors, the people book is completely different. Whereas if you think about seasonal pricing, you also need to understand you can do per person pricing into your business. And to attract that holiday guest, do they want to pay per person pricing, or do you want to attract in a way that doesn't matter if 1, 2 or 4 guest books in, you've made a certain profit at the end of the day. And that's again going back into understanding a very good pricing strategy. And the last thing I want to talk about to attract those holiday guests is revisit your house rules. You know, again, little things like that makes a massive difference on your end user to book. I've recently traveled to Portugal, stayed in one of the best Airbnb out there, right? And their house rule was very simple, but also it made very much sense to a group of people like us who wanted to go out, who wanted to, you know, we're on holidays, so we would have some late nights, but also understanding that there's neighbors out there, you know, and me being a part of this industry, I knew exactly what to do, but not every guest is going to take care of your pride and your properties, right? And you need to understand those house rules can really eliminate the types of guests you get, but also attract the holiday guests that you want to attract, i.e. respect your rules, respect your property, respect your neighborhood, and as a result of that, you're going to have a lot smoother business overall. So is there anything that we normally talk about in terms of calendar? Yeah, we do. You know, we can talk about listing, we go through all of this, you know, house rules and stuff, pricings and stuff, but think about your calendar management. I've seen, and you can go today on Airbnb right now, go into American market and certain locations in America where you're looking for holiday guests, you'll see all the Fridays and Saturdays are all blocked. Why? Because it's attracting holiday guests, the weekend clients. What about the Monday to Friday guests? Who are you going to attract? How is it going to work for you? And these are the little things that you, again, going back into the calendar management. Do you open your calendar 3 months? Do you want to open your calendar for the whole season with certain pricing strategy in place? Going back, understanding your calendar management is so important. The only way for you to do that right now, if you're starting on it, is sit down and look at your calendar for the next 6 months, if you're now looking towards the summer months. Go back and look at your competition calendars, right? And invest your time on calendar management, because that is honestly going to make you the best return potentially by eliminating those smaller bookings just for the weekends, but also attracting holiday guests who wants to stay with you for over 7 nights or more, still wanting to pay you the amount you want to, right? So does this mean you need a strategy in place? Absolutely you do. Look, we've done this for numbers of clients around the world right now, and that's what we specialize in. So guys, I'd love you to answer a comment down below. What exactly did you take from this video? If you've watched any of my previous video, I've done separate things around pricing, separate thing about Airbnb listing, how to make the best listings. But in this video, if there was one thing that you took away, I'd love to understand what it was. And look, your questions are what I'm gonna obviously create videos for. Whatever people ask me, I am doing it because look, we do not offer mentorship. Our job here is to give you facts and figures based in my experience working with clients all over the world. Thank you so much for watching another Grow Your BnB video. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share, and we'll be back with another video soon.